Hello, welcome to our program Analisi Diaria. My name is Fernando Bender and we perform analysis of Bitcoin prices with our software Wild Horses and current market data. Our program airs daily except on Fridays and Sundays. On Sundays we perform a special edition on altcoins where we make analysis of Ethereum and Litecoin quoted in BTC. Also we're adding up a Bitcoin Cash quoted in Tether, and soon we'll be comparing all of them in BTC. It's important to develop such markets as well. So let's dive into the graphic, and before that don't forget to sign up to our channel and to activate the notifications button to be informed of new editions like this one. So in this first graphic we see here the closing price in the daily chart of Bitcoin quoted in Tether as traded in exchange Binance. At the bottom of the graphic a colorful line depicts the volume traded in Binance, OKEx and Huobi all together as how many standard deviations they're above the average in the last 59 days, as we see here, and that gives an idea of the strength of the move. So talking about that, recently we see that the volumes are converging to the average, and that in our view suppress and postpone the strength that is needed to break through our current resistances. So far we'll see right now 5300 tethers for the Bitcoin in exchange Binance, and we are now trading just above our support of 5100 given the recent correction that we suffered during the end of this day and the beginning of this day. We can say it was already past midnight as per UTC. So let's check the current expectation for closing of this day, and what we see here is that we're expecting 5332 tethers for the Bitcoin in an admissible interval of 5205 to 5458. By admissible interval we do not mean the intraday range. This analysis does not consider intraday, it considers only the closing price. So we believe that the closing price is very likely to be within this range, but it's centered in this 5332, the center of our expectations. Our current margin error is 2.54%, meaning that we are able to predict correctly 57.56% of the price from one day to the other, which is around and below the how much the prices vary from one day to the other, which is a variation of 2.7%. So this is the current status of our model quality, and the background of this graphic depicts the correlation between price and volume, and as we see here the correlation is moving towards 50%, which is not a low value, but it's not the big determinant of the price, and possibly that's one of the cause of our margin error be above 2%. So for the end of the day our expectation is 5332 tethers for the Bitcoin price. So let's dive into the market right now to see what's going on, and what we see here is a very high volume, and we are looking at the 5-minute chart, and that's a tremendous volume, and that we just broke down even with a gap between the closing of the previous candle and opening of this one. So very strong move, and look at the volume. So that's it. So that's taking us right now till the 5000, and we are likely to continue this move giving the strength. So perhaps there is here a resistance support here in the 5000 that has held on. Otherwise we might see a test to 4890 in an extreme case. So right now a very big pressure on the prices of Bitcoin, trying to take us down to the 5000 level, and that's likely to be the case. So we can look forward 4890 for Bitcoin prices as traded in Binance, and this gap here is new. Okay, it's the first gap that we have since a long time. I cannot remember, I don't recall any other gap that we had like that in the prices. So this was a very strong sudden move, and that is the cause of this elasticity in the price, and we can look forward new attempts to move the price down. So look forward 4890 tethers for Bitcoin price. Looking up, we see here that we'll need a lot of strength to cross above 5100, and as we see here we have other levels in 5150, 5200, 5280. So this is the challenges that we have above. So right now we are currently busy trying to keep up with the 5000 and above, and that's a very critical level for us. And if we lose again the 4890, not that we lost it before, but if we lose it now, then we will have a problem keeping up with the current move that brought us to this range, because we are likely to move down. So let's have a look from away in a longer range what's going on right now in this hour. Although the prices are moving up all 5 minutes, although prices are moving up in 5 minutes, we have here a 1 hour chart, and what we see here is an attempt to the bottom of the range that we have been trading, and here we have a line in the 5040, very high volume, but we are in the very end of the hour. However, all this happened in 5 minutes, as we just saw here in the previous configuration setup of this chart. Let's look here in the 1 day chart what we see here. So we are moving down. So my point is very simple. We should trade above here 4850, not to enter in this region of the body of this candle. And this candle is very important for us, because this was like the elevator that we took. It lifted us up here to this range, and if we go down to this body, then we will have a problem with continuing our tendency, our trend up, and we believe we should revert it before that. So we don't see any issue if we revert even here in the 4890, but below that we are risking this current trend, this current momentum up that might possibly take us to the 5600. So we need to stay tuned. People who are traders who are positioned in long positions, so they should look after these levels, and if they are lost, then we are likely to see a reverse or a change to a side move for a few weeks perhaps. So let's dive in back to the 1 hour move. What we see here, apparently we are recovering. Let's dive into the 5 minutes chart to see what's going on in more detail. And yes, apparently the support held up. So we were able to hold down. If you consider the fringes of the candle, what we see here is 4989. You can round up to 5000. And if you consider the bottom of the body, what you see here is just above that 5023. So you can round up this range in the 5000. That's it. So right now we are trying to move above the 5100, and that will take up some volume. However, we have volume enough, but I am not sure that the selling pressure has ended. So let's stay tuned and keep up with us, keep up with our analysis. Don't lose any of our new editions, and have a look at these levels. These levels are very critical. So if we lose the 5000, look forward 4890, and to trade above this range we really need some volume in the order that you are having in current candle to pass through 5150, which will move us then to 5280, and above that we might chase new highs, which is very likely in this very volatile asset. Okay, so look forward. My view is that this selling pressure has not ended yet. We need to pay attention because it was very strong, very sudden, and it was thankful. It was a great opportunity to have caught it live right now. So stay tuned, and don't forget to sign up to our channel and activate the notification, so you'll be informed of new editions of our program like this one. And don't forget to consider different asset classes for diversification of your investment and to include them in your portfolio, because diversifications within cryptocurrencies is not an effective diversification given the high correlation that exists between the assets. So we invite you to check up on shiftgold.com, where you can buy gold and have physical gold on your possession and not to let it on the banking system, which is a different approach. And that's not paper gold, that's real gold. Okay, so consider that amongst your options to diversify your investment and to have a wider range of assets in your portfolio. Thank you very much. See you in the next video. Bye bye.